welcome to Transform Your Rental Property. We're looking so forward to what you have to say about getting better, continual improvement.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, on the summit.
Well, we're so happy to have you. You know, our summit last year, we had a heart health specialist, and he talked about one of the organs. Well, he talked about a number of organs, but the pump behind the organs, which is the heart, and how does it circulate throughout your body. And you're going to talk about health from a different angle. Let's hear what you have to say about that.
Okay.
That different angle.
Yep. So let me know if I could start sharing my screen.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Should I do it now?
Yep.
Okay.
Feel free.
So, okay. Can you guys all see?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But too, I have one question before you start.
Okay.
So it's energize your life. That's what it says. So are you talking about from a high level, like if we use an analogy of a computer or a car, are you talking about the car itself? Are you talking about the engine? Or in an analogy of a computer, are you talking about the CPU or the actual entire box itself?
That's a great question. I'm talking about the system. So in terms of the computer, it will be more like the operating system. And then in terms of the car, it will be more like the engine.
Wow. Okay, so really important component in your entire life. So we're talking about the body now, guys.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I always believe that solution has to be simple, because if it's too complicated, nobody's going to use it. Yeah. And then my target audience for super busy professional, because that group of people are the one that making a huge impact to the world. Yeah. So energize your life. No pain, no hassle, just result, because the result is very important. So I'm based in San Francisco. I'm a health and wellness entrepreneur. And so, Edmund, feel free to interrupt me or stop me anytime if you have questions.
Will do.
Yeah. So before I present, I would like to read the disclaimer that this is only for general knowledge only. It's not intended to diagnose, cure, or treat any diseases. And always consult your medical physician if you have a medical condition. So you could energize your health with 3 simple strategies. Detox at cellular level, balance your 5 pillars of health, and activate your own stem cell. And if you do this, you will start noticing changes within 2 weeks. A little bit about me. I have a YouTube channel called Ageless Mind and Health. Why? Because I believe that if we take care of our body and our mindset, it's actually ageless. Yeah, so I help busy professionals like you to power the health and mindset. And then so we can transform your life with no hassle. It has to be totally non-invasive and also cost-effective and simple, of course. So my background, how I get into health and wellness is during my career, you know, when I was not feeling well, and I get into learning about how to improve my own body. So I actually took classes and trained in US, New Zealand, Canada, and Australia. And so I was trained in cellular health. I was assistant coach, and also craniosacral and homeopathy and all that. So I know we all like movies. So a little bit about my previous career. I actually had 27 movie credits as a shader writer, lighting artist, and software engineer. And you guys probably watched Avatar 1. I was a shader writer so shader writer is, I wrote the program, and then for the artist to use, and then they shade the plants to make the plant look so real. And this is not real. What I showed is not real. This is all computer generated. And of course, we know Avatar won the Oscar award. And then previously, I moved to New Zealand to work on the Lord of the Rings. And that is a real Oscar award too. And very, very happy, very happy. And then I was very fortunate to also work for Pixar for 6 years. So I work on Oscar movie like Finding Dory, Inside Out. And then the director, Alan, he won the short film for Piper, and I was so fortunate to hold the Oscar award again. And then before I left Pixar, I was invited to do a presentation on how Pixar propelled the evolution of CGI at NASA Goddard Flight Center. And because of all that, those long hours, work, stress, you probably can relate to it. I started developing what you call chronic fatigue, like so tired that someday I just have to sleep. I cannot get up. And I had that for over a decade. And I, saw doctors, different doctors, specialists, rheumatoid arthritis, acupuncturists, herbalists, homeopath, anything I could think of. And then I went to extensive blood tests. Nothing showed what caused my symptom. And finally, I discovered the secret to my own optimal health. So now after I discovered that secret, I start feeling uplifting, no more chronic fatigue. Yeah, now I get up, no pain. And this is not, taking any drug, herbs, or supplement. And I feel so much younger now. And then I jump rope every day and feel like I'm kind of like having another chance to be 30 years old again, but I'm 57 now. So what are the 3 secrets that change everything, right? Detox.
Hey, Chill, I have a quick question.
Yes.
So you're about to talk about the 3 secrets.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to our initial analogy of a car or computer,
mm-hmm.
when you talk about the 3, can you address or maybe point to where a match might be? So, for example, detox, maybe an oil change.
Yes. Yes.
A computer, it needs to be, what do we think when you clean the keyboard, that steamer thing we used to have?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I guess computer would be like, when a computer is running so slow and we take the computer to a computer technician, and then they do cleaning, they optimize, they pick out like, where you're from, I think there's a process called defrag, defrag, and then also basically the whole find out what is slowing down, and also, memory, or application that is running yeah,
that'd be great if you could associate with our initial example, if you're able. I don't want to put you on the spot, but that's great.
No, it's good. It's good. So
detox.
So detox is like oil change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess oil change is a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, and our body detox at a cellular level, because when we think of detox, we may think, oh, you need to make a smoothie supplement and we detox the gut. No, the body works at the cellular level, meaning that, I don't know whether we have 70 trillion cells. Trillion, not million, not billion, trillion. Yeah, and so if toxins is inside the cell couldn't function, right? And then eventually it will lose its function. So this is kind of how cancer developed, because cancer is a cell that lost its function and just keep reproduce. So, we want to prevent that from happening, right? So we need to detox at a cellular level. But then it's important about where is the toxicity coming from, right? So do you know that if you take like a newborn blood test, always show 230 toxins, and that's from the mother? Pretty sad, right? Yeah, but it's true. I heard it on the radio. I was like, oh my God, can't believe that. And the air we breathe, pollution, that's one of the source. And then now most of us work from home and we don't go outside. So what is the air inside our home is recycle air. So we keep breathing, our own carbon dioxide, bacteria, and all that. Yeah, so that's one of the source. And the water that we drink, because I hope you're not drinking just tap water directly. So this website, I learned it from my water expert. You could go to this website. I've shared the link, and you just put in the zip code, and you will be shocked to find out what is in your tap water. Yeah.
Wow.
And also skin, hair, and our toothpaste, our mouthwash, everything we put onto our body. because our body absorbs it, right? So our skin is our largest organ. And, some of us love to shop at Sephora for makeup and all that. And when it's advertised about, oh, is Sephora clean? Not really. It still contains all this list of toxic ingredients. And of course, we probably know about this, about the household product, right? Yeah. And then the food that we eat, all those fast food, right? Pesticide, canola oil, French fry. It's all really bad for us. And then plus medication, that we take, it contain toxic ingredient. And then, okay, so we thought, okay, if we take supplement, then we're healthy. So we may go to Costco, buy supplement and all that. But do you know that it contains other things that our body have to digest, like the filler, the synthetically created, ingredient. And then, the label may look very attractive. Say, oh, this is natural. This is 99.59% natural or something. But always check the ingredient. So far, so good.
That's great. That's great, Chu. Detox. Okay. All those you just explained causes your body to become toxic.
Yeah. So what's happening at the cellular level is it causes this thing called free radical. You probably have heard of it. What it is that the free radical will cause inflammation, right? And we know that inflammation causes disease. So that's like a chain reaction. So our body is very smart. So our body, kind of like the airplane is designed to fly, our body is designed to heal. It wants to heal, right? So it has this thing called glutathione. It's a master antioxidant. And it would help clean stuff out of your body, right? But the problem is, as we age, we produce less of the glutathione. And then the same thing about melatonin. Melatonin is the antioxidant that happens at night. And this is not the same thing as a melatonin supplement, because that is synthetically created. Yeah. So those, yeah. Okay. So now I'm moving on to the secret number 2 is the 5 pillars of health. Because we could be healthy, everything, but we don't balance these 5 pillars of health. Our cells still not healthy, right? So the first one you probably guess is water, right? And I've met a lot of people that they say they drink water, but they drink tea, juice, coffee, beer, and soup, and don't count. And you know why? Because of all this liquid, the body needs to go through the digestive system, and it has to extract the water from it to give it to the cells. So why not just drink good quality water to begin with? Then the cells can just get it right away, right? Yeah.
Question, Chu.
Yeah.
So question. So we finished talking about detox, and some of the bad things could happen to your car if you don't change the oil. You can have engine failure. If you don't change the transmission fluid, you don't detox that, you can have transmission failure. And so with that said, that's the bad thing that can happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your car will fail. If you don't detox before, and I know we're going into the health now.
Yeah.
But if you don't detox, what can happen? Is that the free radicals that's created that you mentioned? Oh, okay. So you answered that.
Yeah. So if you don't detox, let's say your body has a lot of toxin. It's like a trash can, right? You have to empty it, right? So because if you keep putting more stuff in it, the body is already congested. It doesn't do any good. Yeah. So if you have so much toxin in your body and you keep popping supplement pill and all that, it doesn't do any good, because it's just going to make the body have to work even harder.
So the segue to this, the health, would be like a tune-up, changing all the oils, all the liquid. Okay.
Yeah. And also, all the car, like everything has to work together, right? The fuel, everything, right? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the water is for the cells, and also for flush out the toxin. Because you imagine if there's no water in the toilet, nothing can flush, right? You need the water. And then micronutrients. Micronutrients is the fuel of the car because we need micronutrients for our cells. Yeah. And then also movement, because things has to move, right? Because if you have water, you have micronutrient, but you're not moving, the cells couldn't get circulate. Yeah. So, and then breathing, because for me, when I have stress, I tend to hold. So breathing is so important because our blood contains oxygen, and we need oxygen in good oxygen in our body. And last but not least is sleep. Can you believe that 1 in 4 Americans develop insomnia each year? Yeah.
Big number.
Yeah. And so how many hours do you sleep? And then also, what time do you go to bed? So to me, a rule of thumb is that after dinner, when my brain starts thinking about something stressful, I tell my brain, say, stop. Because I have to get it prepared. So don't do your bill. never take your bills like around 9 o'clock is a cutoff time. Don't do your bill after 9 o'clock because then it will affect your sleep cycle because your body will be thinking, yeah. And then also I put my cell phone in a different room because all this radiation when you sleep, not good for you. Yeah. And also the room has to be dark. And when the room is not dark, you can take a dark t-shirt and just cover your eye because it's that circadian rhythm that's very important. Yeah.
Hey, Q, that's so interesting. Because today, as I mentioned at the start of this session, we're talking about doing an assessment. And these are great questions to ask yourself as you lay out your plan and build that baseline. Not only I have a 3-bedroom house with a king-size bed, you also have to think about your health. And these are great questions. What are some of the numbers that you just recently what's your blood pressure level? And these are good questions as it relates to your health. What time do you go to bed? When you do an assessment, these are the type of questions you need to ask yourself. Build out that, as you do this analysis phase, build out where you are right now. Yeah. And then you worry about putting an improvement plan later. Go ahead, Chu.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And then if you find yourself keep getting up during the night, that is an indication that your sleep quality is not good. So most of the time it's maybe because your days is just way too stressed, Yeah. So yeah. So
right. And for this exercise, we're not trying to figure out how to solve it yet. We're just trying to set that baseline, and then we figure out how to solve it later. Just get this diarrhea of the whatever and just get down on paper.
Yeah. Because we have to assess where we are in order to improve, right? We don't assess where we are, how we know what we need to improve, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then ask yourself, do you feel rested when you get up in the morning? But if you feel tired, that means you didn't have a good sleep. Yeah. And of course stress. It's not the 5-pillar health, but I add this slide in because stress is a silent killer. Yeah, because stress affects everything. Yeah. And okay, so you ready for secret number 3?
Go.
Okay, so if we're good at detox, if we're good at balancing 5 pillars of health, but we know that our bodies still age, right? So 2 years ago, I discovered this thing called stem cell. Okay. And so what is stem cell? So when we're inside our mother's womb, we're actually created by stem cell. It's a cell that can create other cell types. So let's say your body needs more brain cell, the stem cell will make more brain cell, right? Or lung cell or hair cell and all that. So what happened is when our body age, we have less stem cell. So when we have less stem cell, is when we start feeling the recovery is not as quickly. Like when you cut your cell, you find out, it doesn't heal as quickly, or your sleep is not as good, and you easily get injured. All this because stem cell repair the body, right? And actually right now it's pretty hot right now, the stem cell, because the doctors and scientists are really deeply interested because by studying stem cell, they could find out solution to other things we cannot solve in the past. So, we use ChatGPT, right? So For curiosity, I asked ChatGPT why doctors and scientists are so into stem cells. I said, well, regenerative medicine is a big area, and then tissue and repair, replacement, and also cancer research. Yeah, and nerves and brain repair. This is just a short list.
Wow. So there might be some folks out there who are not familiar with ChatGPT, but most people are familiar with Google and Google search. So just think of ChatGPT as a Google on steroids.
Yeah.
And the biggest takeaway, the biggest difference is when you get a reply from Google, it might just give you a source where you can link and get more information.
Yeah.
When you're on ChatGPT, it gives you the answer. And some apps give you the source of that reply, but it's more conversational. It's almost like you're talking to a friend. And so, so Chu uses that to come up with some really that previous slide, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I use ChatGPT as a tool, because sometimes it's not really correct, so I use it as a tool. So yeah.
All right, just support whatever you do as a human. It's just a support mechanism. But you talked about the third pillar. How would you relate the third pillar to the computer or the car we talked about? Because you don't regenerate anything really inside a car unless you do a replacement of tires. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. So, okay. So in terms of a car, have you ever have a car that is so old that you have to replace the engine? So when you have to replace the engine, that's when you really need to activate your stem cell. Yeah, because our cells, our cell will divide, and then when it's so much free radical and the DNA is damaged and all that, the cell will eventually can't function anymore, right? So the only way is to start creating a brand new cell type again from the original blueprint. Yeah, so that's very important. Yeah.
Great, thank you for that. Yeah, makes sense.
So ready.
All right. So what's the gift? We all know gifts.
So first of all, you have to take action. Okay. So 48 hours from now, go to this link, book a one-on-one coaching session with me, and I will go over, ask you a question about the product that you have in your house, what you use, so that we could come up with a custom action plan. And then your 5 pillars of health. Yeah. So that's my gift.
Sign me up. Yes, I will be taking advantage of that. Chu, thank you so much. So people will be able to get in touch with you with that last slide, correct?
Yes.
And we'll have a cheat sheet for folks, so they'll be able to have a go-to for those of us in VIP. Anything else, Chu? That was so valuable. And for those, I know for me, bio, health-related topics, I'm a computer guy. I'm not that familiar. So thanks for making it so relatable. Using those examples as a car, I mean,
I love it.
Puts it into perspective. But yeah, it's really important for all these landlords out there who run around and building wealth, collecting rents. And oftentimes you have a full-time job if you're a landlord, unless you're one of the larger property managers or realtors. Regardless, you're always running. You have so many things. There's so many moving parts, and you really put your health on the back burner. So it's really important to see where you are. Are you overweight? Do you have your counselor off? Do that assessment and then put together the plan. Design your plan out.
Yeah.
Design your plan, which is day 2. Design.
Oh, okay.
And then implement it, execute it, action. Right, Chu? Action.
Action. You have to take action. Yeah. And for me, I always come up with something that's very simple, no brainer. That's my criteria. It has to be no brainer and simple and practical, because you can't make things not practical. Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, Chu. I had so much fun talking with you. And I can't wait for us to talk offline. And for those of you out there in TV land, make sure you contact Chu, and we'll see you for the next session.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Chu.
Bye.